this one a little bit. I wonder if this, please tell me if this looks okay, because I changed my exposure settings on this camera, and if you guys like this, I can keep the exposure like this, but I guess every video will probably be different. This is more so what the lighting looks like in my actual room. So I have a mirror behind me, and if I look in the mirror, it's almost exactly the same as on camera, so I'm hoping that this looks better than my last video. I'm filming them on the same day. This is a very chatty video because it's probably going to be a little quick video too, but I am very curious because I have been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately. I would say maybe 3 months ago I was listening to them a lot. The past month or two I've been slowing down, or I kind of quit listening to them, but I started listening to them again because I've just been busy. But I started listening to them again, and I have my phone here. Phone taps are always fun, which there's absolutely no reason for me to tap on this except for the fact that this is an ASMR video. Also, I just want to say, I'm filming this the same day that I made the other video, like I said. So I haven't seen any, feedback from that other video, but, I gained over 100 subscribers overnight, and I haven't posted in, 2 weeks, and I want to know if they're bots. I want to know if you guys or anybody else that has been on YouTube, that's a very, very, very small channel, and they call us, nano influencers or whatever, because our channels are so small that they don't even exist barely. But have you guys ever had the problem where you just wake up overnight and you just have a bunch of followers and no more views? My analytics say that I've gotten 19, which is flipped on your side, sorry about that, but they say I've gotten 19 views in the past 48 hours, but in the past 48 hours, I have gotten, let's do 7 days, 95 subscribers. This is 95 subscribers. I don't know where this is coming from. I think they're bots because it's not coming up as if it's under a video, so it's like someone subscribed to me from my homepage, not from a video. It's really strange. I'm wondering if YouTube is going to kick them all out eventually, but bots is the only answer I can think of. But I'm not mad about it because it makes me closer to being able to be monetized. So I'm not mad that I got a bunch of bot subscribers. I did not pay for them, so don't come at me. I didn't pay for them, but I'm just confused as to where they came from. They're welcome to stay as long as they don't screw up my algorithm or whatever, which is already not that great. But I just wanted to show you guys I want to talk to you guys about audiobooks today. So I want you guys to comment down below, what are your audiobooks? What are some audiobooks that you like to read? Because or like to listen to, not read, or books in general. I'm not a fiction type of person. I used to read a lot of fiction. I just don't read a lot of fiction anymore. I want nonfiction books. I don't really care what they are, but I'm a lot into the psychology because that's what my future career path will be in. So I'm going that route whenever I pick audiobooks to listen to, but if there are any audiobooks that you guys like, that's what I want to talk about today. Can I get a thumbnail photo? Okay. Let's do that. I don't like my smile, sorry. Okay. That's our thumbnail. Anyway, so one of my favorite audiobooks that I've listened to so far And let's see how many I've listened to. How do I go to finished on my thing? Finished. I've listened to 4 audiobooks so far. I have listened to The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. I'm assuming is how you pronounce his name. I listened to, and then I will talk, I don't remember much of that one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember enjoying the book, but I can't remember specific points about it. I could definitely remember them if I thought about it, but off the top of my head right now, he's the one that wrote about, so in that book, I remember him writing about the wanting to always get up and get a cookie at a certain time of day, and he learned that if he changed something that he did, so instead of getting a cookie, if he went and talked to someone at his office instead of going to the cafeteria or snack room or whatever, he would slowly unlearn the habit of going and getting up and getting a cookie and would switch it over to going and having a conversation with someone. I'm very tired right now, so I can't really remember much about that book, and I keep having to get up and try to stop my dog from barking. But the other books I want to talk about are, so I listened to this one called The Polyvagal Theory in Therapy, and I started listening to this book because I started doing some research, or I listened to the book because I started doing some research in this, in nervous system health and that kind of stuff. Mine is, I think, screwed up to the max, so, but what I was saying, I had to get up again. What I was saying is, that book is really confusing if you don't understand the terminology, so I didn't really kind of retain much information from it. I wasn't expecting it to be so specifically kind of written for therapists. That's not what I went into the book with that mindset. So I didn't really enjoy it all that much. It was interesting, and I definitely learned from it. It's just, I probably wouldn't listen to it again. But it was definitely probably could be usable if you were a therapist, which future me hopefully, but I'm not yet. Anyway, and the next book that I will bring up, which is I think the third book I listened to, or no, it's the most recent one I finished, so, or, I'm not sure in what order I finished them, but, it's the third book that I finished, but, the polyvagal theory one is the most recent one that I finished, but, there's this book, called How to Train Your Mind, and I think it just popped up as recommended on here, so I listened to it. It's by Chris Bailey, which is no relation to me, but, I think he narrated it himself, which I really like when the author narrates the book. It makes it so much more, understandable, in my opinion, but, it was a very short book. It's only 3 hours long, but it's exploring the productivity benefits of meditation, and I used to do meditation a lot, and I'm not talking the spiritual kind. I know a lot of people do that, which is, whatever floats your boat, but I'm mainly talking about meditation breathing, kind of what the Headspace app makes you do, where you just focus on the doing in and out breathing, and for 5 minutes, and I think it helped me a lot. I don't do it anymore, kind of because I just don't have time, but I really want to get back into doing it because it did help me a lot. But really actually thoroughly enjoyed this book. He talked a lot about going on meditation retreats, which in my opinion sounds like a dream to do. I know that it's probably the most boring thing for some people, but I think that would be really fun to do. Me and my family go camping like once a year, and while it's not a meditation retreat, it kind of has a similar vibe, because we try to go on hikes a lot, and we take our dogs with us and stuff, so, but I really liked this book. I think that it is a lot of information. There's guided meditations throughout the book, so you can do them while you're listening, and they're really short. They're maybe 5 minutes, maybe 3, I can't remember exactly, but I quite enjoyed this book, and I would recommend it to anybody that is interested in that kind of stuff. It shows like the benefits and how it kind of helps you be productive and that kind of stuff. I really hope that this wasn't the book with the cookie story, because now I'm worried that this book had the cookie story. No, it was the other book. I hope so. Anyway, the book that I'm going to talk about the most, or the book that I'm going to recommend the most, is this book. It's called Trauma. I believe the full name is the something epidemic, the invisible epidemic, how trauma works and how we can heal from it. It's by a psychologist or psychiatrist. Oh, he's an MD. I don't know if he is a psychiatrist or a psychologist or just a doctor. I thought he was a psychiatrist, because I think that's what the MD is. But this is by a guy named Paul Conti, I believe is how you say his last name. This book is one of the best books I have ever. I haven't read a lot of them, to be honest with you, but I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It is 6 hours. I would listen to it again. It's not appropriate for kids, I would say. Like, it's definitely like some of the stuff that he talks about is kind of uncomfortable, I guess I would say, like uncomfortable conversations. But if you've read The Body Keeps the Score, which I'm actively reading right now, like physical copy reading, it's nothing more than that book. So if you've read that book, then I think this one's a little bit cleaner, or whatever how you would word it, but a little less in detail, I believe. But this book is so good if you are wondering or interested in trauma in any way, shape, or form. If you're interested in PTSD, CPTSD, like any form of childhood trauma, anything of the like, it can, you can learn so much from this book. I really liked it. He talks about it in like kind of a really understandable sense, about how kind of we all have it to a degree. I mean, he doesn't say that in the book, but like, it's very common now in America and maybe in other parts of the world. I think he was really talking about the US. That's where he's from, or actually I don't know where he's from. That's like where he works now, I believe. But it's just really interesting. Like I would listen to it again, and I would recommend it to anybody who is interested in that topic. If you're interested in psychology, if you're interested in like mental health or anything like that, I would recommend this to you. I would recommend this to any parent, like anybody that has kids or little kids. I really think it would be an important read, because if you have trauma, you can learn from this book. And then if you don't have it, if you are don't have it, then it's a very good read to learn how to treat others with it, because you can learn about it, and then also treat your children. Like, I don't think he talks about that directly, but it's just, you can learn about it and make ways for you to, go about it how you would in a normal setting, a normal life. But I know nothing about the author of this book, and I know that a lot of people, I know nothing about the author of the book, and I know a lot of people will nitpick and research people that they are listening to and stuff, but I have a tendency to not do that, because, which I get that it's important if somebody is just blatantly lying about something, so I'm not like denying the fact that you should research people. I have a tendency to avoid focusing so much on someone's life or like individual stuff. I'd much rather just read their book and move on. And I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. My goal is to read a bunch of books and listen to a bunch of books, and obviously at a certain point they're going to start contradicting each other, and I try to do my own research if I have a question about a topic or am confused about a topic. So especially when doing, like, if I'm writing about something, I've been writing a lot of essays lately for my college, for my school, so I think that way, like by writing, I can do my own research and stuff, but when I'm finding audiobooks to listen to, I tend to try to enjoy the book, and if something seems a little bit suspicious, then I go based off that. I don't rule out authors unless I know the author, and I don't support that author or whatever, it may be. But I try to just, find a book that the title seems interesting, because audiobooks are kind of short. Most of the ones I pick, they're not like upwards of 15 hours, plus most of the ones I pick are under 8 hours, and I will listen to them while I'm working throughout the day. Typically taking around a week-ish per book, and I'm almost done with the one that I am currently listening to. I hope that you understand what I mean with what I said. I'm not trying to be like rude to people who do research on the authors, because I think that that's great, but I think that going into detail, you can go into detail too much, if that makes sense, and you could find like one little thing that makes you not like someone, and then you just don't listen to any of their work. Like, nobody is 100% right, if that makes sense, so I expect some error in the books I listen to. I don't know if that makes sense how I'm saying it, but the book that I'm currently listening to is called The Willpower Instinct, which I believe this one is popular. I don't know, but I can't recommend it again. I think it's been on my read later for a while as well. I'm on chapter 8 right now. I have about an hour left of listening. I might finish listening to this one today, but so I'll get a fresh start for the week. I'm filming this on a Sunday. That would be great, and I could pick a new book. I think my next book, I have one. I don't have one queued. I thought I had a book queued, but I don't. But I'm not sure what my next audiobook will be, but if you guys comment down below which ones you recommend, I would love to listen to some of them. And if you recommend fantasy books, like if you're reading fiction books, please recommend them too, because I definitely want to branch out. Like, I'm not like holding myself to only nonfiction. I just prefer nonfiction. I used to read a ton of fiction as a kid. I tend to get too invested, like mentally, and so I decided to kind of cut that off. out of my life, because when you notice something happening that's unhealthy, sometimes it's good to cut it out. Most of the time it's good to cut it out, but I noticed that happening to me when I would read fiction books, so I stopped reading them. But that was a long time ago, so I'm not opposed to reading them, starting a new one now. I just personally like my psychology books at the moment, but I'm not like hate nonfiction books. I've written multiple of them I've written multiple parts of fiction books from when I was about probably 13 up onwards to like last year. I started writing a book that I'm never gonna finish. So like I definitely not opposed to fiction. I just get too invested in the characters into an unhealthy extent. But that's the same way with movies and TV shows as well. That's why I also cut those out of my life. It's not like I'm not allowed to watch them. I just prefer not to because of the effects. But obviously you do what you want. I'm not encouraging people to cut out things like that. But if you guys, I will say, just so y'all know that I'm not like fully crazy, my alternative to movies and TV shows and fiction books is YouTube videos, just YouTube videos of actual real people. That's my only out of that is my form of entertainment now is documentary style shows, not like non-fiction things. Again, with my entertainment, I prefer to intake non-fiction. I think this is based on my childhood, which I'm not gonna unpack right now because that's a little bit much for an ASMR video. But I was raised in a time where fiction was very prevalent, and I have the personality of someone who gets very into something and attached, and it's just very unhealthy, and that's my personality. So I have chose to remove those things because it makes me a little bit more healthy mentally. But if most people do not have that problem, I'm sure, so please by all means don't listen to me. But if you do have that problem, if you have that problem and you don't know what to do about it, maybe try not doing it for a little while. It might work, it might help you, I don't know. I'm not saying to like avoid those types of things. I'm just saying to like, if you need to take a break from like watching TV or stuff all the time, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to keep up with the latest trends of everything. But I like watching YouTube videos and things like that, and some of my favorite videos at the moment are like people exploring, is that the right word? Exploring, yeah. Like abandoned buildings and abandoned things. I love those types of videos. I recently found a YouTube channel where, or like months ago, but recent for me, of these people that are cave explorers, so it's really interesting. I'm very claustrophobic, but I find it very interesting to watch other people do it. And I also watch, what do I watch? I watch a lot of gaming videos and stuff as well. I really like video games, so I watch a lot of gaming videos. But I'm trying to think of some other YouTube channels that I'm really into. I watch a lot of ASMR, just for entertainment as well. I watch a lot of ASMR. I'm trying to think of, it doesn't matter. I'm sure that y'all are bored of this already and have probably already clicked off, so if you stuck around for the end, thank you so much. I will see you guys later. And to all my new subscribers that are probably bots, please watch this with your bot view so I can get the algorithm to like me.